Nemono and let Yahusa Ghana Edding. Nemono China, I am him. And unti and a Virginia Highway. Titru, men. Madin fear a Diosia and mine. Yampopon and my a Dioson. Or see, after Diosono, Yakarina no, Shira, I am. Nasa, Madi in fear Diosia Naya. Oh, your Bible knows a drop one as someone, nature say. The time on battery no I am weak. Mamadi machi him for. Yachi Mrantia ni Mabawa. The youth of this country. That is why I have done 9 kilometers walk. The future of the youth is more important than anything else. Let me tell you something. During President Kufuor's time, he did marvelously well for this country. But our opponents were criticizing, and Ghanaians bought into it and did not give Nana Akufo-Addo a chance to continue. If Nana Akufo-Addo ever tried a President Kufuor a year so without a breaker, Ghana, Yakuya Nimu chance any way. And so, anybody by Ghana phobia, Obiwa Kukudro, no Kamagina, yes, one more dear. Obia, Opa, did that form. I know Jessa or the form one, I just said, you will bet me here. Then you by. So, me no. I'm a message me yam sumuni. I'm a message no ujo. On to Abamam. Yes, I am. No, this is electricity authority. No, I can so daddy. Ensure authority. No, I can so daddy. I say, I'm a message number. Metal boom, boom, boom. And I Ghana for. And we'll see a Juma Papa President Kufuor and he come to my Professor Mills. Obayan within a week. Electricity also about to boom or two boom. And sure or two boom. President Kufuor. I did back on Yama Ghana for teaching Yama here for any national health insurance. It is said, and by 4 can be said at here, and my refrain. So, who shall be here? President Kufuor saw a baby. Now, a man, I am for Echo Hospital. You're trying to be cash and carry. So, who needs a car? Who President Kufuor was here and was daddy. I was said. Yadi national health insurance bank. National sikani yari tumisha no yadi a. Ohia ni su yadi a. Also tumisha no yadi a. Enunti wadi national health insurance buy. When you know osadi bi ka ho. Apem for ye maame no ko awo so a. Emma President Kufuor maye no. Oba ko awo so a. When you see car, the tea and ye, no one can sign in the body in a woo. The tea here, not a banner woo, no one than it here to do. One President Kufuor no. A painful Pia Homuko Hospital, and also a free. When you know, you will see, and you got to my minion. Our line there, I'm a mother, me yam some for onto our mum, and a member Ghana or a Hawaii communion, Mama Boko. And then, Antonia and Infield and a national health insurance. private hospital for cause strike. Say, Omo health insurance, Omo raising invoice no abiding your security. Me a living testimony. Now me free Kumasi, call a sin for su, and I'm telling you, Mama, and open news to say. For su hospital, I am for no a call in Roman Catholic Hospital, Woman cause strike. And they are almost national health insurance, no. And this year by no empty Omoka. Timeko, no. Now, I will hope. A nipper some young a buffaso. Nurse doctor for me nurses at home pen approval. A one of a side check, a great bank check, 30,000 cities. Every month for Su Roman Catholic Hospital. Choboy, Mislamo, Montier, I am a handsome. If he said, I'm not check in a 200. I will have somewhere I see for Su Roman Catholic Hospital, me say. Politicians, you know, a bar, almost green, or my man for home, or mine home. Politicians be so bad, as a man coming out, or more good home person over here. If you say, sometime, and this in a also, may MC, or person about contesting me, you know, or tell some mama 30,000 cities check, you know. And will call for Su Roman Catholic Hospital. And will come my own warning. Someone new, no Muslim Pomo, no cash side check way, and the shy for minimum will become. May and them say, my cousin will be back here to I still have my check. And your check didn't go. Hospital is actual letter can who say, oh, we are sorry. Oh, to me, you may check. May organize and I bet you have a check natural. Me, I don't lie. Doctors and the Roman sisters in Yelu and by me fear and the check in my say, oh, we are sorry. Oh, to me, if he said, MC is a moment you may check. And he be a question. MC, you know, opinion politics, you know, who are nice, or Guinea Pana, Ebewono, I am for. Sabina and Sabesia, some your mistake. The opportunities ahead of us. And Unti, and Brantian Mabawa, Munamisu from Media and Tebia, no radiator and suffering. It's inevitable. Okay, there be one go. On my museum, baby, a grand academy to me, Fanya. Then, Momo, a Brantian in my mouth. I really hear to Miss Slomo. Adia, President Kufuato, and Dr. Bawomiani NPP for a year. Master Mama Murphy. Empono. I am Piano. Free SHS, everybody. Ama, your mother to me go school, and to me a school. Make come assembly. Now who free SHS no home fast wrong. You will ascend on them and credit us here. Now come here me ho, and swim me ho. That is the one that so. Young grab almost all grab upon all the assume and we see anybody. Bobo. Oko Siabia, Oko Savinimu United to one him one. Bibia baby about to send your BDA. When you know your money and your common entrance. The Yana and Pala Baku, a Dumian son, and your passing was in dumping. When you see here, and Pala Baku, a Dumianu. Obian to me and call secondary school. This has been quiet. Your call from 4 exams, your friends are 7 that time. My classmates, Mianu, Philippine Kum, and Stephen Yamacha, Omunya distinction. Some no free SS you are. Some your numbers not Beno, and come your professor, more professors. And so, my uncle Stephen. Onya distinctions are 7. When you will be Antoine Sono, or call of a Dunko, now Ocha, Abongo time. Abongo, Obi Onya distinction. So, the Podia, Niti, a head teacher, a poor man called a Crocre Secondary Training College. The Mesro. Send the Padu me a new way now. Now, baby, I have been chairman. As Omo and Yap Waffle. Monfan to Mutilim. Mamma Remfi. Obiba and was say. Obama free SHS at 38 cities. And now, President Akufo to me, my free SH, my even registration fee, Kurano, a free. Mesro. Mema, Menumua, or here or fear, Mohochi Mono. A chair, any member Kofifuano. Mona Misu Jomanim, Monka Sanchilam Rantian Mabawa, opportunities that this government has given them. Choboy, Daniel, Samama Kanukura, Masham, the animal Kanukura. Mongo police for a way. Mumma sama police for Azana Makasa. Choboy, what can I call you? You are in America. Here, a commodore. Now, Momo, who are Asumbre, I will bet to me the Akia watching. I want you say, what did you mean? Now, Surosa will bet the Abontin. The security this government has given to Ghanaians, the security, I want to Abba Asumdie and Namsia or police for a soldier for a boy of woman. Engineer Tagradi Cape Coast, Accra. Before somebody will be a robo band present. Monkano Crescent, a Kufuad were buying NPP are buying. I'm robbery and go for mana. And go for mana. A chain cigar and double tom. If it's over to me a Pesicania, who could dig up? Now I'm robbers are stopo. Yeah, Joe Musicania. The whole Africa and Kura, maybe a businessman who call business meetings, especially West Africa. The first country investors want to come. Ghana, because of security. Because of security. Other places, no. Other countries, who might be bouncing, no. We are not going there because we are not safe. Mesram. Because to go from Mama, my uncle, no DNBM, especially party for Moshiha. Minimum, a yadia woman. But I yadia woman and charming. As you are living out to change and I'm parting tea. Choboy, and those who don't know what Casamadi are chow. Casamadi are chow. A free milkway. Ya been come on. I'm confused. Akasa, actually, Ghana for sir. Omuntuma Dr. Bawumia, I need Dr. Matthew Poku Brempe. Monkasi Adiatum.
En un seul clic, espresso, café long, latte macchiato, parfait à chaque tasse. Tassimo s'occupe de vous.
Señora.
Sí.
¿Sabe usted quién soy, licenciada?
Vanitas del Monte, tenemos un cartel.
Ghana, baby, a man and tia quadrubia says, piano. Abriwo, Abacro, Abrantio, Ababao, Obiase, Muran fee, Onuma Refiso, Adia NPP Abain, Nanado Danka Gufado, Only Dr. Mabudu Baumia, and then pay for about the kingdom, Nanny Power with Yamagana. I saw him in Samikayeli, Adia, who ran to Krobia, and the power personal. And then tell me about me Pomocho, and then we have to Tuabanua. Mama will be a mamma that guy. Yelling, sir, what would you? Oh, I know that. Nanso Sono, Sadia Yanimini, sir. Ghana that tea, Yamaninti, Yananinti, and do say a papa Tuabanua. Me Pomocho, sir, and MPP. You see, 2024, a no size. Sorry, doctor, Napo. Now, Dr. Baumia. Now, they compare Mahama. Who's a different room? Who's a different room? Mahama, or so by Yanko. I will see Kuko. DJ, Mammy, 1 minute to pay. I'm a family farmer. It's impossible. Baumia. Just say, 2024. Baumia, policy papa, Indian, Sakaboma, just say, this is smart, so Ukrainian, I am Mantio, I am Ghana for Mom, Yanina Mom, I am one more beer. I was there, you're breaking age 2024. What is your piano? Sure. What do you mean? There are the policy, Papa Beba. Now, on my new wire, yes. Now, on my new wire, Nika. Yes, I'm pen. Nasa when you be worried. Nasa warrior do good. No, you're Belma for floor. Nasa was so good and one. Yes, you mean Jai Belma for my father than one. That's I don't know what I ever been. I'm ready to. I said, I'm not going to be a cassette to us. I agree so far, so one to us. I was say one to us. One to us. One to us. One to us. I say one to us. Bawo mi ebe to aso a. Oba to aso. Daniel, I'm ready to go. said that we will train 1 million people into coding. Now, I don't know what it is. There be NPP for your DNA, so I don't want to know. Then we go Korea. So I check Dr. Baumia Tamra Dimitri 27 February 2024. Dr. Baumia Kade will train 1 million youth in digitalization in ICT. What's the master now? Woko Korea. Now, only na Miko Mechi, in a Miko Pisade, 2012, NDC for what they are by. And what at the Obama Ghana Funina, 1 laptop computer. All through 2015, 2017, that laptop computer in went to a farmer, leaders who were just what the Maharaji, Sikano Infa, Sikano Ayo. The only party, Okada about the youth. Alpha Dr. Baumia, yes, and Napco, I say, or the 100,000 youth, you know, one instant employment, or health sector, or Ghana Revenue Authority, in a baby plea. You know, Yamawan, Jumani, I'm not doing Pina when a baby walk across the say, it's the youth of Ghana. The culture when I feel about to a young queen, who you now for one area. Now, when I am here, I won't be here, what for NPP nation. Now, you will fear the outcome. I feel about to Yabama NPP, 70% of valid podcast. Yakuba will say, when you are, Kukudu. Introducing the sitting member of Parliament for Fia, Honorable Joseph Kujo. Nipa Juliusra Joseph Nwabekasa, Honorable Lawyer Ejapa Mesa, MP for Secondary. And the pain, as the 5 constituencies in Secondary Takrabe, Metropolis, and Ifia, Kuzimintim, na Yache Ghana 4. There, you ready for victory come December 2024. You ready? The difference between what it is, IM party, NPP, or represent, what it is that the NDC represents. You ready? There. NPP represents the future. Now NDC, I represent the past. Mr. Mahama, the former president, for 4 years. Prior to that, why I'm paying Abezechi. Nintuma oye Yehuni. Once a nenua, only booting out in 2016 non-call retirement. After way, ability and the pension pay. I'll give pension out to time obo. Nana do danko akufo do na bano bay. Na yehu. Njuma pa abanwaye. Between 2017 and 2020, Ghana was started as one of the fastest growing countries in the world. na ina ye hun abana owo abadai owo tima odema no nkofo na na do dan kwakufo do cement na ho na Ghana fo hu ekonomi biado bosa na oda mobo amabo na meza Ghana fo ho ban na mmom ye wi a na ya hwe ekonomi ya betechire ye na economy no back or wa back on track no zondo wa my how kakra wa ba nti ye ni anom NDC fo led by the failed former President Mahama, who was kicked out of power because of his incompetence, because of the crass corruption under his government. As a Ghana, we enter a for my number of you. I don't know about that. Choboy, Mr. Mahama, I'm about that. I don't know the young ones that I'm now, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the visionary partnership to His Excellency the President, now, CCRO, Wabende, Ghana for, or they take a decision in December. You have got to Obama, failed former president, and now they have to Obama, the competent, the visionary leader in Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and his companion, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempe. I know the main Charles Mira Juma 3.5 years. Not to imagine what that's it. Marco Radio do not describe it as a machine. Mungu pa obwe Juma Simbia Oyazimuna. The Moko Febiani, Nanabi Adom, na Yakoponoto, Super Guduna, December, Yakoto Abama Wana. Everyone go to one Ghana or Nina Konim. Into Masrawan. And there I at the beginning though. A Juma no ye and form, ye and house to house, ye and room to room, ye and bed to bed. It's a more clarion call to you this morning. The Yabadi Abatin City for me from today to December 7th, 2024. You have for election in the World Cup. Now you Jumazin, now you make sure that you have to abide for the future of our country, not the past.
Mahmoud Bawumia Onye Napo na Niakano Bunja Maya Yebe Yamamo Niakano Bunja Maya Yebe Yamamo Yeshamubo said nobody in this country can intimidate the NPP out of power. Obieno Choboy Eyechuma Yaye Esing NDC. Our record beats the NDC. Everything we have done is far better than the NDC. There is no single thing our NDC bet me the LPT and our elections way. Me tax namo. Choboy, me will response kakra de my NDC. Monday no, me who quote attributed to our national youth organizer. Or say the NDC will not be a victim of peace. I'm also telling them the NPP would not sacrifice this election on the altar of peace. I said the NPP will not sacrifice power on the altar of peace. We will not do it. We will not submit. We will not be cowed. We will not be intimidated. We will not be pushed. Choboy. Moisha me models where they are natural models. In some way, don't pay anyone. If the NDC believe they are more stronger than us, they should dare us in this election, and they will see that remember our home. We are for peace. We like peace. We are for the progress of this country, but we will not be pushed out by any form of tactics. We are gonna for Epe Omuko to Aba Emma NPP. The NPP, by the grace of God, inshallah, will continue to be in office for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and Apo Bidamunasi Yami Shumina. Youth Commander Yadasipa Chopai. Perifuaka Uguru Ebam Chosio Samubanya Mokwaba MMDC Sawanya Mokwaba Party Executive Sinaya Mokwaba Nipa Edun Swami introduce Number who? The judge of the West, Honorable Joe Gate, MP for Escado Katai. The parliamentary candidates Abano, Medikai Aye Nana Asafwaje Aye Bosome Fraho. Honorable Andrew Ejapa Mesa, secondary. Honorable Paul Ese Tomorrow. Engineer Eric Francis Bobby, Ahanta West, Power Tech. Lawyer, yo, woman, someone take out the boy candidate. Honorable Kwesi Bonzo Elambela. Honorable Dr. Prince Hamid Ama, President Teacher Ako Abrekuma South constituency. Honorable Alex Blessing, I go from Ashanti region. Honorable Kobi Ochida Komensa, Honorable John Sani Abam Abua, Mpoho constituency. Charles Nanabawu Onwonto, Power Kisi, Asibari Natana constituency.
Que ce soit une barbe de 1, 3 ou même 7 jours, Brown Series 9 Pro Plus offre l'ultime rasage de près, efficace et doux. Maintenant avec une finition parfaite, même contre les poils les plus longs. Brown Series 9 Pro Plus, conçu pour durer.
Zicoul Sommeil présente Champion au quotidien. Médaille d'or de saut dans le bus? Non, il a juste mieux dormi. Les gommes Zicoul Sommeil à la mélatonine et aux extraits de plantes pour bien dormir et devenir un champion au quotidien.
The incoming Vice President of this gonna come 7 December. Dr. Napo, in 24, I'm free to buy MMDCs, parliamentary candidates, and MPs are our secondary takwade. Also, I'm free and other 15 agencies. Mijna, me executives and them, Mijna wasn't and them, and the Yamawa, about one region. The big event is tomorrow. And you the proper requirement.
That is why.
Now, so after this, that will be. After tomorrow, say Manifesto, young boy, if young to make sure, sir, breaking the act, and and the other car. The analysis of. And this is our pro, we are breaking the aid. We are breaking the aid. And this is all, I'm not kind of the beer love free piano and you're the papa. Now, the former president, the same guy. I say, I'm a drum, that's how to be power, which of course, ain't Yajima. Sir, invest for 4 more quandia. About Biasika. No, you're free Libya. I am free Libya. No, compo, and I am a good to break. Not to me, I am free. Indianum, about the task, then to my day to bring the aid and support Babu Bawia. That's about Dr. Napo. Now, Yandy to them, Madame Massey, the Momina Aquara. Chairman Francis Medesia Yada Sepa. Who could you? Baby, I dream the parliamentary candidates maybe from Abetraha. Now, you introduce Francis, Engineer Francis Eric Pobi, parliamentary candidate for Anta West. Choboy. Parliamentary candidate in Yamamra. Over Chantilly and Grabra, Mausa Sapujua. Parliamentary candidate in Yamamra. Parliamentary candidate in Yamamra. Over Yenton Sanfra, the next Vice President of Ghana. The next Vice President of Ghana. The next Vice President of Ghana. I'm not moving to the poll. Nobody introduction. MPP.
Any other agency, it will be because ABI it has gone beyond. The Ghana police cannot handle. In ABI they may call in another security agency, but saying we're going to reinforce security. We can assure them and let them know, sir, it's going to be peaceful. They can come out in their numbers. It can be done for them.
But final one, the appointment of COP Yohonu as the deputy IG in charge of operations. People are raising questions about it. That probably is coming to do government bidding. And you are the spokesperson on security for government. I wanted to speak to it. Now, finally,
Brother, that's it. Obia watra Ghana hanu machebia enim say yeka security it is non-partisan. Obia wa rising through the ranks. We to me serve different leaders of the country. Why regional commander, national commander, what serve pano, all these people ninyano. There is no way ube to me say they are partisan. To put it very succinctly, the deputy IGP appointing is to reinforce the processes of peace and security and yet partisan at all. Yohonu Obia nim nejuma oye, the NDC phone nim nejuma oye, NPP phone nim nejuma oye, Ghana phone also nim ejuma oye. It's a partisan cry, and it is something that we've always had a deputy IGP, and especially in electioneering processes, the IGP and a final commando deploy instructions. Into the IGP deploy instructions to all the personnel. It's regardless of who role I will be, you just need to fall in order and obey and abide to it.
No, but that's here.
But that's
Dr. Magraheb, a government spokesperson on governance and security. And we want to be multimedia. This is a live coverage of NPP's 2024 Manifesto launch with GSTU Thakra Day. Joining us, one of our Amadeko, Kwau, and Winchi Amadeko, and many bedding come on. As I have been doing this afternoon, Mamana share with me the experience on free SHS, the testimony before the introduction of free SHS and free SHS. Ellen, Ma,
yeah.
How many days now? What do you have?
Me buy 3 days ago.
Oh, okay. Region, what to say?
Nyami adum emuye pa.
Different from other days our Western region Takrade.
Every send enye NPP ye ba usually nka ye ko ba bia euphoria ye tietie mu ye na nkro mu ye youth no enura mu ye ade. Nipa tu e de achi NPP for ekopa. But na ne me hu ni say ase ya ye serious. That's him now you're focused. It's a fan seriousness one year. Nipa bahapao. And so be a serious obusa. Then a year Magana for. Then a year Abwaya. It's the atmosphere. A year dear.
Right.
A seriousness woman.
Good. So Ellen Mami Musa na maintain free honum free senior high school. And I feel the continuation no guarantor loan, student loan, and then tertiary education free for people living with disability versus free first year academic user fees. Maybe at this juncture, discuss for me.
My dear. Bro. Edman said I'm a panel.
20 marks. Maybe at discuss for 20
free
marks.
SHS.
Free SHS.
2016, 2017. In fact, Yeka said 2012. And you ran an Akufuado. Bra, my uncle 2008. You ran an Akufuado catch Ray and say, Ghana ha, and Kuala secondary school level. On Betimiako school free. Yet to crom her, and your Ghana form penuphobic catch Ray and say, and yet possible young to me yet. Papa ya NDC for the Nasanya Bay was sim so obey. President Dada and which or the catch Ray yes say. On no crescika 3 billion Ghana cedis on fine school. In fact, or catch a Ghana for say, and say Yajina Nakufuado di. Na brofu no use you and say whimsical promise of a desperate politician. Me trash him abachia. Nana dwanyin ho. And no shabo. Why you desperate? So who you onion ho? Or be president by force. And no nam and no shabo. John Mahama na kasa asem na kire yen. Yeni na mun kakran yeah. Nyame ya yadom. Ye papa ne ma me num nya kakra ma ye tua ye school fees for secondary school no. Ye hu ye nua no mo ba ya bebre jai school because our papa no ntimi tua school fees. Nana do ba 2016 kai na da so. And na ye kasa yi ye nya how many 8 batches of free SHS for. And ukomi krom wenchi ekura bi for wenchi echi ye friend nchira enya kumase enya sunya ne chira wenchi nchira enkwala free ho be sinko centrosis baby amene ko ye enkwala free ho ko Wesley girls ekọ atimota free education inti
yeah
na nyame ayadom na nado atete ne ma 8 solid batches ye ko 9 anyame ayadom omoto aso a sorry na yen kasa ne yen tia 2 months ne every grammar so meka grammar ma me na wakofa na odi na chi no so omo na omo start free SHS and when I tell them say eh mami obaya ma ya kakasa bi a che na ese ka kire no na fe onu opa mu na aba atimi afresem 12 atna se ahwe Ghana fu anim aka che yen so onu jo mahama and start free SHS omu yen omu Ghana fu nti otimi bia na no kasa asem no okawie ya no pray so afa bia yemetia wo ka che yen se uba first year for academic user fee 500 cedis no wo the mama we free afa yen kwatia
so what to be
o see o the be fa student loan trust fund yeti hey enkwala no mo school no mo ji loan dida o ni o hia no Ghana card Bawumia Dawruma Dr. Bawumia Dawruma ni o hia no Ghana card it loan no mo je it is only free whatever it is no the communications director e ka che Ghana for say all private universities ka ho public universities ka ho nursing training for ka ho teacher training for ka ho yeti wa na the youth commander ti say me bra panyi oti ayi or the say Pablo so see private the public institutions nko an afa yen kwati 500 cedis no or see no student loan trust fund for and the be mayen eti the policy no free semi free quarter free all free and loan.
Hold on, me back. You better say benya answers now. But the youth commander of the New Patriotic Party, Salam Mustafa Ewaha, almost say, Salam. Good afternoon. Say, why are you beating war drums?
Me beating war drums.
Almost you beating war drum. Almost friend tokwa.
Baby, I'm beating war drums. Yeah, almost no beating war drums. And I'm me. Say, beating war drums now. Dance to it. What does here? Yakotuaba. Corner costa line. Nafa okokromuti team. Nafa sha box mo. And also wunti here. Chinchina and Toka Besi and a Dembe. Now I've told them time without number. I know me. Media me ha. Eso so. For me to think that we are better much in. And I catch them no. And your war drums. We're only telling them that. Omo ball in that form na ina yembo down ball omo ye mistake no omo boshe mfremumu omo nim say no be champion because me the kung fu e champion who nim say nya melande and a simple message aye dey ma omo say what last week I said you can say omo dey peace pact omo sign
yeah
and last week me tie omo youth manifesto launch and you know they are not going to be victims of peace. Then I have also replied them that we will not also sacrifice our election on the altar of peace. And no no. Adiano, you know, Adiano that form.
About
me, this is my country of birth. I don't want to live anywhere else in the world. Ghana you know, maintenance till there. I may better suffer me. I didn't hear say. Senya Ghana betu mpon senya Ghana be ye senya bebunu ye betimi anya ejuma ama won eno na ese enha party bia enye se mukotna bia na wan sorry ena ntokwa besi ye dey anweni a the NDC will not force us into defeat. That one it will not happen. Every campuses now when students no ekokasa no mo chira wo ne NPP etimi aye as far as development of the various tertiary campuses are concerned. You be amazed. And institution aye fa akwan NPP aye ya chen ya akwan NDC a hospitals you see hospitals NDC sporting facilities ya chen NDC into a dem party and NDC for bet me ABT in elections way. What is the track record? What is the track record? And that is why Tesoma said they be sending no homogeneous elections in Bakono elections no encosta and a bomb who say there you know kase hunu ena omudi etu ewiem say as if they have the power to force us into a defeat. But I'm telling them that they don't have that power, and it is not going to happen in this election.
The last time, Honorable Joshua Alabi Kamayete said the various polling centers at award universities, you know, they are 12 majority, about 69 out of 72 NPP are winning. Are we consolidating those gains on election 2024? We are
consolidating those gains. Anytime we want Campus Connect programs, Minister say where the chair, me your group, you go door to door, our university hostels, halls, any students in the Ekasa. Yet time the me deputies, Nana Apia, more virus, more Dominic Edia, Nana Pesewa, Lawyer Tabi, Yadoso. A group, a Mati group, and a this age, Madino. And so far, a Koyepa, we say, the ballot box be a AC University campus that they may be too long.
Salam, Medase.
Where's Medase?
The youth commander of our party. Salam, Medase. Aba, yantoso na yenin komo. So, and we are going to say, Ghana, NPP and for the next chapter. But yes, I say, the narration among 40 policy won't get it. Are you going to see, say, you be free and not Ghana for acting someone for them to vote for us December 7th?
Aye, bra. Who said it's nice and make sure say your bar? You may win say NPP for where focused.
Very focused.
Yakaso be your focus not on him, but I be a dinner and an near break. So, call me, Matlahan can just say a quino, I easy am I. Well, has any Sifia here? Elections, internal elections, PCs, flag bearer, vice president, and easy my. Nanyama NPP focus here by idea. Yen nothing. Na majority year. Na yen carbon. Na yen quiet. It's in that year. They me expecting ye. Say a rabbi me aberieno. Na yen baby a year call after nanado danko kufuado. Whoopel. Woompel. Ye run anado danko kufuado. Why ye be? Why ye be oh? Me say mu free and cry ameba by road. And I mean who's an anado? Why ye be? Wiki ya bra makwa de chimayaba. Ma who's an anado? Why ye be? Man ye kwa me kwa who drip machines no. Machines na ye dia ba ye de kokos. Me share more than 300 wo kwan so. Wiki ya makwa sunyanya ba ansa na me ba ha. Na onam kwan so kwa who say ye run anado akwan. Why ye be? Why ye be sano onya na chikwa yen sign from my NDC. Ye rabbi na champion kwa kai na nkrofo eneneku. Ye ra wutu mi kwa kai na moneneku. Me ababesia mi so me ka kire mo. Say NPP for adwuma ya no enya dia ye jamu ama NDC. Ye jamu efi se Ghana for betu aba ama yen. Ghana for nim say ye betimi aye. Eti ebeye. Eti bra enkomo no enu no ene be free ha akono na obia NPP ni bia nim ni okwa akoka na Ghana ni bia nim ni yen ye ba beye obu nim say ye serious chai NDC eti obia fa rehemu nko no hu say NPP dia yes ye be Ghana yie no ye be ni yie
manifesto no ya wie ye be kenkan but en ne fa be na wote be ya de pa. Me na manifesto committee na meka ho. Na meka transport dia ho. E na mate gender for dia nso ho kakra. Wate ho ho. Mate ho kakra. Eti transport dia ne dia. Unse Dr. Baumi abo so say ye driver's license no. Yeah. Opese ye de court 10 years. Ya no di atem. Eso ye de passport to court 10 years de bu ni atem. I think me Ghana ni amete ha me nko ba bia me nya boni bia hwi see ye o say every 2 years me call me license aden eti transport in say bebre wo kwa e ba nya me na meka e ma no de no so affirmative action bill ne ya pass eti ye we whole section mama no so ba e ho no so nsam na e ko ho na e me de pa
afei mining me bra wutie mining yenuanom a Ghana ha yenyina yenim se niema wo fom esese Ghana fo nso tumi tubi ehun komo nso so yabo ne fefefe ba
ane so ba
nyame na ye fufuo no ho ye sankwan na aguso me ama me mewe nam no nom nkwan no it's in the next 2 hours mo
me da say ama Deko a member of the national communication team na what is happening I'm the central regional communication director of the NPP Eni Nkomo uncle akwaba now pum central region to say mugusu ye ma wa sin no for there good chamfonyini wo central region HM na yenhwe said so more prepare mo for election 2024 and sana yaba ene manifesto no kra ehun komo no said ene so tie mahoboa for election 2024 in the central region say
yo medase yahoboa wo oye finfinimantu meche central region owo soro papa oni den say yehwe aba yetoe wo oye 2020 the president Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo winning 19 constituencies in central region but unfortunately yen 19 seater na ye wono
na mema wanu nsi eno no mentiase how did it happen the president won 19 constituencies in central region but yet man winning 19 seats in central region eba say
yo da osi wo finfinimantu mu no mentimo ho ase primary saye koi wo parliamentary primary saye koi bebre na wenzi nkunyim no wa komanto ho ne yem na hona wodi nkunyim no so wentum wantwe hona amaka hono enti mama da water friend skirt and blouse opei wo constituency no mu bebre enti nyame adomara yeto hena ba wie mpeinfo etu anamona wonyi hona wenzi nkunyim ni na kasa yomi de meremu pom nkaka nkra bi wo ho nanso ehweda orokodo a yegudo a yetu anamonde nyama basesa ma yenko tibia yekom wo oye 2020 osande sananado danko Akufo-Addo tumu win 19 constituency dia na nche nche MPs no so otoedo dama ena bebre nanso ye candidate na nkasa nso woni nyama kura na ebien a wentuma ntutu ne ye ono na odi eninya wo oye finfinimantum aba yetu wo 2020
so I tell for the central regional communication director of the party and menino aiding komono now yanko back to your preparation ahead of the 2024 elections
yo enti 2024 ahobode yegudu papa dem American ya che oye region mu yedim painfu bi atoto anu a war monitor oye the parliamentary candidate another pieces are worry edumani na and the party itself dem obeya ye na ayebeye kroye baba na yetumi ya prosecute the agenda or the breaking the 8th agenda no yebotumi ya prosecute Mayorka say every regional office biara wo no constituency oroshe ye we ya launch oye here no constituency campaign team ni na yewie aka just 2 constituencies nyame ya aduma yefia kwara ye kredi dem juman oye efutu majority leader no constituency in fact jumedi binti o mama e hodu on kakra mama understand ni jumedi na aka kese enti ye twen na oye Aguna West nyame ya aduma yefia kwa ye beyi dem 2 constituencies na aka ni na efiho na yetum ya hye jumedi a order wo hya ase wo ye no wogudu wore na nso order ye nya campaign team no mo wo hya ase wo di juma oboboa party no na ode nkabom sonko aba ma yetum ye nya ye 19 seat or more and yekita wo oye 2017 ye win aban no yekita enti finfinimantu mede yegudu yeri eduma ni mede oboso aba papa odama the new patriotic party wo finfinimantu osande Ghana fu wonyim jumedi papa oye Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo ni Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia wo finfinimantu ye nuanum NDC funaru wonyim da aba yerbotu oye dinu wonde wobotu win the power John Dramani Mahama no mo sisi a focus ni na aka parliamentary Sunday say nyame pengu mo ba ne dey yankwa second round and was the 2008 that OCO yenya majority of parliament enti monfa government no so mayen ma Ghana for them hon na e on sinedam osana Ghana for asuensa when would anu yedu when would oye papa enua Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia ensishaya ode bai oye drone ode baya ye nuanu ma NDC fo was wode bo twemfo yi oye ma wo ho na wada a kire ne ne oya medaw the grandma oye jena na opoku ajeman on America de se NDC nyame pangu mu wonya aban na oye drones no one po na every district bi and every constituency bi na chedo oya de papa nti so oya de papa da ne ye probi mu etum aye madu oye mensi mu biara da ina yi a okafa aban no ono no de yade tum ne yade man ma oye no oye ne osana kwan a ofado ma oye de mu dwumedi no ma aboboa ma yene health delivery etum pon na ye no ono na obotum wa ye ma ye na ye John Dramani Mahama yi NDC aban nti nyame pi na nde urban manifesto ya yerba pa hotami a owo ma Ghana fu hu ana wota wo be ye gidi soronko na woni jeje CP na akosor no ye kwan wade tum no wasan wade ama oye NPP aban led by oye Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia.
Right, me da se mami engineer any enkomo emra na they say there ahead of a manifesto launch enkomo engineer is around education. Deputy director commission for TVET na many engineer Peter and people siaku eni enkomo engineer
Yado me takra de han mojo papa me enjoy ye pa and euphoria no was through papa say na o man sia NPP atum ha no am say afi we ye to amani ya result no e be hwam papa be sa akosoro bio say na da bia akosoro ase no.
Briefly tell me the story of TVET under this government as compared to the previous government. NDC for Krajitum. So aban bia ni wa ba e Ghana ha one invest so much e technical and vocational education mo Ghana ha aban we aya enfie ensun ya atwamo yi sika ye dia hye TVET mu aya yen technical universities edu Ghana ha no emu bia ye see new workshop aya the state of the art workshops e dey ama wo mo ama equipment egomu no sa okọ Germany the type of equipment I Germany no and no be and dey begum ha and oba lower aya the pre-tertiary secondary level technical schools ni nyina so omanya new workshops yes ama wo mo and na niempo yantimi ansi new workshop ama wo no all the equipment egu ho no ye yiri nyina afiri ho ye the new ones abegumu ye pese mpo across the country no obi abenya a state of the art workshop yegu so ye hu dwumadie aban wei ye se region bia ye benya center of excellence region bia benya mienu aban wei yegu so ye se 9 aka kakra bi na ne aka no so yasa cha ase anunti sa wo hwe investment aban wei aye wo TVET mu anunti so obehwe enam se TVET ye disika wuramu na enam ne dia eye technical and vocational education answer betimi train obi amana be engineer and as a technician and as a plumber and as a seamstress and as a fashion design so no be say friend obi ano etwa say wutimi eto materials edema nipa no de practicals na osanya workshop equipment gum na onya technical people be kire wo mo ma no boye den ma technical education ne boye den anu nti aba we nko a na atimi aye am invest so much awo TVET mu e bi si wo Ghana da na so obehwa Ghana ha say no 2017 nkoda na omu wie basic school na omu ko secondary school na omu ko TVET no na omu do was about 25,000 a year 25,000 a year menu kasa se sie enam se na kufuado wo ye no free ama Ghana for se akura bia ntimi nkobi no nko suansan no dwuma na ontimi nyina na so ntino menu kasa se eye 2023 2024 academic year intake no enipa more than 60,000. Wow.
Afibako and Omoko TVET. Your target is within the next 3 years. It just see a cock more than 100,000 students are Omoko TVET. Sansa, if you're saying that is the direction. If you're saying Obia Echo, say Obia Betmia Shans and Numa, and I know Tony Blair, I had the former Prime Minister, UK. What's it? It just say UK are buying what me investing what technical and vocational education na akoda bia to share in Sanujuma. Almost share I will say Germany, we share the whole of Europe. Europe countries in country the lowest youth unemployment. Germany. As I said, Germany, more than 51%. School Germany, or go through technical and vocational education. And to obey even secondary or university level, now on one kasa one inside no juma companies and here and also on one kasa team set up on one business. I don't think about where they send na niso say I fear a di enemy and nyema just say they can hu nyina no yes and they beka hu amana yefe eno and this for hu and as social youth manifesto no more than 60% of technical and vocational education policies are about we implementing. And this is for actually I want manifesto mo na unim adeba ko wo ma yan say omo ehwe NPP for ya implementing no omo ntimi antro amfa new ideas anka ho ye de na no mo twereye e na wo hwe ne omo twon so inferior to ne implementing no ntimi hu de ntia NDC say omo rashi e na omo tro bibi put them together and call it manifesto, youth manifesto. And I say omo tra ho infie nwotuni o 8 good years, and DC has not been able to come up with any tangible policy about Ghanaian youth. I don't think say they are coming to waste our time. Almost they could doom sono, and yes, now me what GDP said Ghana, yes, I'm mistaken. Yeah, 2008. Ama ye new year sa nyema na president Kufuor ye ni nyina no Ghana ye hwe ntroni na braba andi sifo di tia yen ankontompa omudi tia president Kufuor ban se wakone obi awo abapum enei ye hu no wakodi wode over 300 billion ana one ne ministers edekogu bank abapum enei anya no kra yen gold reserve on be ka tell say president Kufuor is scanning nyina to the gold nyina to the abapum enei ye buso omam se ne ye twan kontompo eno no mu twan kontompa ana andi sifo omo etimide win 2008. We are not going to allow this to happen. Ghana has to move forward. We deserve far better than what NDC can offer. It is only NPP that can provide the solution Ghana needs.
I want to listen to the link between the TVET and Kwala Yetitiomu Efiomoba, and then government vision of 1D, 1F, and the Minister Manifesto it also focused on job creation. Link,
Link, wouldn't be. Me the adibias mani so na me fight ya kopum say aban beja tumu na ye de sika hyem wouldn't say etwa say one Bible say teach a child the way he should grow so that when he grows he will not depart from it. Me makase we need to teach our children the TVET way they should go, the TVET way they should go, so that when they grow they will not depart from it. So the acquire befa soa ye betumi atete yenkoda no matimi de omunsa aye bibi akoda no at the infant age what primary level no na ye de player man say player way ye de way school level ye de way na was suasin lay blocks and no na other countries na ye so ko China and kola omo 6 years 7 years 8 years 9 years omo nyina ye kire wo mo ekwa ye de nsa aye bibi anu nti akora no banyina obeduru secondary level no na nadwuma bie e technical and vocational education nema ho eno na aban we eye na mi wogidi say ye beye ama sesei and now say you expanded technical and vocational education into no ebeboa ama unemployment esu atwa san say obia betimi asua bibi na wo de bia adwuma ama ne ho anu nti ye link no to the one district one factory ewiese ba bia country bia obia person be university wo ho no. One of the major feasibility studies carry out in that country is to make sure that they have the TVET workforce. No multinational company will love to see people working for them now 1 year and able training. Name the TVET workforce now. Within 3 months, now a master on the equipment no they are human. Now say benefit, profit. And about we so now me would say the next 5 years Ghana hanyina say no nyina do banya hwe Ghana awiase aya Africa obia de nya hwe Ghana say the technical and vocational education no say na yesi no and no nyina pese omhwe no yeso ehwe eyebi ewo Africa hanyina. Engineer, I will medasi bebre. I mean, come say after manifesto launch,
ya beba ni abefa na positive aspect of woman na ya fabre pa edimu nkomo pa so ewo ho okay so 4 minutes after 1 minim say enche na jumadi ni started from the main auditorium na ya the live coverage na bremo on all our platforms on Wontumi multimedia ha GST Stakrade and the new patriotic party abetwa shia no our 2024 manifesto launch ya the eba briefly mamintio wa batakrade wo nipa doma ewa ha partner ho boa your preparation manifesto eba what do you want to talk about now yento so enkoye ni
Bedasibinia Takrade ha NPP wo hwa enye the first time I ever read a manifesto wa ni sa obeka ya ohineba Yera Mahmudu ba omi atama nanado ebo ni din say omo ne running mate 2008 yenya eba Takrade ha eba second day ena yebe lanchi ye campaign ye bibia ye manifesto sabre ni nyina na nanado ka say obeye free education na free education nanado ka say obeye no nanado call ye no wanya ene bedi yera atamesi nsem na NDC for enya vision bia say free education nanado ka no omo de beba ti omo antimi amfa ama ena yera mama soso baaye also antimi amfa ama na mama cry the all be free so na asemo ka e say na mpa ni nyina asa amana ka nompe na nanado cry want to mean free education no na ono sa 2 million cedis na enka o de beye ade for ka of free education that's so MPP for no ehun say ne nanado vision woni chirima opese oyema Ghana for no odi wa ya cry na so the free education ba Ghana for beka se bibie ana say eti oba ya no implement here 2017 na ana implement free education na ye no soro sabre no obi ahun se na free education esichie enkwari timi didia menu anom do mo se bo mu afuru so na na do say ye me dodo ndi nyina didimu ana covid ni ko baaye menu covid no baaye no oga amai bebre so omo man kwara to school mu baaye kwara no ofie no kwara ya ma omo twa exams oyine ba sa obeka ya na 2020 ye beto aba ye registration kwara ndisi forecast say no omo premier ye registration na ye to aba na because dependent mean ko salai etikwa ye fa so aba betwetwe di emwaye ni nyina nkamfu ano NDC for ye nipa bi amre bi aka se wo implement bibi wo be ya omo se ontumi nye sane na Yera Mahmudu ba omi ase obeye credit scoring eya ode beba Ghana ha no o se omo ntibi da omo beje achinya na NDC for ye nipa bi a sa wo ka se omo krom kra wo de omo kwa kodi ohene wo ho a omo be ya no aka acho se ye de ye ntimi enya ohene no mane yeye nanso wo de omo kosi akonwa nso omo be di hene no soso ne ti America sa se so obeka tama omampanyi dada akofo tab oka se obeye health insurance omanka se omo etimi nye na emasoda omo sorry ti sa de ka free education omo sorry ti omo ye ho match pass de ade se Yera Mahmudu ba omi ode ye ko digitization enuma papa ya ye nyina na nipa so o to aba ye hwe ne ma 3 menua o hwe good roads wakwan ye no anya good health na wasa anya good education se sa niam miensa wa MPP ye de ato hoi enu na Yera Mahmudu ba omi ase ode ni nya be ko digitization amaye se o hwe health a o hwe hospital sa ye si ni ade and na unko hospital na menua akofa card ana folder na wo de akọ ni nyina ye hye papa Yera Mahmudu ba omi ade atokwa mu a eda ho because ene cardless free ukwa utibi ko hospital wa bra unyusu folder bia sa so na ye ba menua ye habo ye system sene ukwa ye tibi ko na ye ko pesika na ye nya sa sika na ye de akọ no se anu no se Togo o Ghana ni Togo ye nyina ya hwese ye betimi duty na ebepe because ye ma from cry ye ntimi ko bru Togo de ani so
okay
enu boa ma businessmen for no o matimi aye adwuma papa bisa mama de all kono ye habo nyina wo de ma obi for 35 good years but so obi se obetimi aboa ma habo no aye yi a menu ase ukoyi car na se car no wo form o spare parts wo form a se wo ba o man se wo so de begifo ama ayeye oyine ba da ne make emebo a by sa ne ma ni nyina ne ade a Yera Mahmudu ba o me afa ho adwena Organe, eti na manifesto na eba no. Sa wukọ ye education sector, ye ka say ye free education. Free education na ye no. Na ye fast term bia nka ho. On say next term na ba. Me say me offer asibi. Me nana. Owo be 3 years. Onim say akra de tibi twitwa ntontra sa STEM school na ye bie no. Otibi de ye ka. Eda wukọ aputoja school a enkra no mo KG. Ede ko nya omo ye robotics. Oyinba first go be robotics as I go say no school and university be wara. And then you start from the scratch. Na say akra de sua sa nyama we nyina.
All right.
Onu soro no na otubi e bibia. Eti na me ka che Ghana for no say yewura Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. Ghana for ehwe no na omo nkai say NPP nyuma papa ya no. Yewura John Mama say oba free education dey won twam obeto aso. Sa so no watch say on twam dia. Enya na omo start here omo implement here no. Yehwe ma omo anto aso no omo fa yenko ewe.
Honorable, me da say mami engage foko ene George Kwati sesi ana yenhwe me say auditorium no getting ready for the main program no to take off say enyame na omo shasia. Then we will switch over and bring you the live coverage of the 2024 NPP Manifesto. And how attack the GSCS and our TN Cafino. But for Kobe Biaboko, you've been there for about 2 days.
Yes.
To say,
oh, Bibia,
political tempo to say,
Bibia, come
good.
But say, atmosphere, Bibia, come, Sani Becano.
What are you looking forward to?
Anzo Hinaba, I grew a dear friend of politics. The yeah manifesto ye free campaign launch from polling station about a to electoral area constituency regional national executive ebe pray parliamentary candidates ebe fire presidential ade ba akope ye to abani nyina wie ade ma ye presidential candidate me benya president o Ghana wie a de nyina bu say ho ne say ede na president ni betimi aye ama ebe so Ghana nyina so what you say na so far o hwe ade ni din a yewra Baumia one yewra mama ekoi de yewra mama timi ye ya etimi ko Ghana nyina yedum so be yewra Baumia atimi aboa me de ma no sinam say minister abani ntino watimi aboa ma fie bia be wura mu enne e wo Ghana omo wo Ghana card omo wo free SHS watimi aboa ma health insurance bimi krom na oba akra bo ne bo na ogina district health insurance office na wo renew and na watimi ye sorry as ye enra me no na nam ye fra wo say wo fie light adum no e wa na wo mu ba fu ye na to prepaid ma omo. These are the things small corner na de ma Mr. Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Baumia watimi aboa ma every single Ghanaian enya so mfa so me de ma asembesi anam say minister abentino e de ani de be ma no
right mamene honorable Kojo Oponkroma, a former minister for information and currently a minister in charge of works and housing. Your opinion, no? Bragojo.
Etseng.
Boko na also.
Bibia boko nyame adom.
Good. Office. Any grounds hanging also to say.
Oh boko, adwuma na na egu so ayeye no. Nenne be don hwere be mienu ntem no. Ghana Mampenia 2025 nyame adom a oba Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ode nimi so ade hu wa boni na to for the beto Ghana for anim ensemo a eda yanimu a ebeba challenges a ebeba wiase nyina Bible class ewie ebremu no ene mu eden beba na dia wo hia ne opani a owo ideas or solutions a nema emu yeden a otumi answer na ene ode ne de beto abonten ye wi a ye besra ye nuano mendisi for se nya atem didi enye kasentwi enye ntwa to so memom de ayesre ne se ye the problem na issue no to a Dr. Baumia adwenkyere ni omuso omadwenkyere wo he omo famra na Ghana for nsese na yen ye wa rehema ho brase mu se ideas a ye pani no edi anim na ye de agu nkrata so ye de ba no Ghana for tena se no omo hwe ye answers no omo hwe NDC for answers a dodo na abeje pani se oman ye de hye Mahmoud Baumia ne MPP nsa for the next chapter and nebeboy and only a rich
right. And then how are you expecting Ghanaians omo ebe fa the amonyoko meru nyina aka no omo doso no mo hunu de emu odro
Ghana for chima bobil Ghana for chima bobil say what the opportunity no to nanim Now bisane say enyinam nkanea ne bo to me kosoro esan say the fango ene nnua enyinam nkanea nti say enyinam nkanea bo kosoro a yewra Mahmoud Baumiase the obeya fa ho ne say or the 2000 megawatts of solar power eba beka ho na wa enyinam nkanea bo eswate now say the NDC ni no ebegyina ho now ubisane say ono enyinam nkanea bo kosoro aden obeye ama eswate a menyini say so far wate ho ansa nti Ghana ni na nitima bobi no tena hwa na oti obeka say ebi kura na me NDC ni na mo mitie yewura Mahmoud Bawumia ni so ade ho ya enyinam nkane asem obetumi aso ano petrol bo obetumi aso ano transport bo obetumi aso ano adwuma sem obetumi aso ano eno nti no ye de ye vote ebema no ebia ye NDC enwum na ede ye boy yesa na enye no na be solve transport fares nye no na be solve adwuma sem nye no na be solve energy cost ye gidi say Ghana for Tima Bobby until on best no take the right decision.
Sina, mami na say now
Ghana for and not just say NPP Ghana for and that's what Ghana for one who to work as
no more feet, no more sarcophagus and for. That's the minimum kind of a Juba president for the year, no, no, can this Ghana for to a better MPP view. And now, sir, you're just such a petty, you're my rare, you're my rare fee. And I started to say a quahuchim, and yet you're way. Now, one year, and I drew 2016. Now, we'll be a advert baku 47. So free SHS I had the 4 free SHS and your papa. Over 2 billion Ghana cedis crowd. How far a day? Find your free SHS. Then the real officer, Ghana and Kola near secondary school. No, a more happy school never trouble so money acquire Monrano. Now we are sending 35 and to be in school. 65 no to be corner. Or maybe a 10 year no. Now a more 30 as I tell you. I shall see over 2 billion crown for the day of friendship. Oh, so about war down by Yakola Papa will be abandoning the bee. And that doesn't want to say, oh, tank of one say, oh, no, shas here, baby. Now, shas here, oh, because 2 billion, which means friendship. Oh, my boy, that down for the giant jail. What's here? I down for the way. Oh, my no, that would just won't make I have got 2 moments. Okay, 2 moments. What those cocoa jack of no me a day. I be fear. Muntie, ana nana Dubai. Na Obano. Na sa ban kroya. Ofo Juba mo. O ya Juba fie mi ensa, no ti aboso mi ensa. Ghana for su ye omnya Graduate Unemployment Association. O si onye magician enu am obi adwuma. Meboa. Na obi onye magician. Enye wa ye den wa be ka che Ghana for say Oba oh yeah 1 million jobs. Oko find way. In fear 9. Mutio. Abato ye to the 2024 me kan wan sem. In fear 9. The kai president bi o twabuko. The kai na an say da bia de adum kanea. Ye dum kanea me jai friends ye friend do so bi o. Ye friend dum. Ye dum kanea me friend say dum. No, sir. Yamishrawa, no show. Yamishrawa, day. And fear watching another dank for Dubai. What you do, Madundum, you. What's that? A real saying, here, maybe what? And fear watching. Then who are doing Madundum, you? The Ghana for a fee. Obi cash and say, or no crowd, or free a permanent.
na kaje ne si so o hola si so o free hola si so o fo fie nine kaje ne si so na o free ho no e na ye de ne be si so wo den asem America mu tie die abato akoto 2024 na me cheche mu no o fie nine nyame ma Ghana ye den e sum e fie gwachi nyame ma Ghana ye den aye han abato na ekoto no e sum ne han abato 780,000 phase 2 switch phase 3 phase 3 switch phase 1 and phase 2 it is over how now this aswa now papa bi abanya di aswa ni mu a eno ani NPP abai muya mistake na mo kotuma a party ba ko na sajuma no o me ye free o me ye free o mu hiso ntimi maso so en na chira da enti abato na ko to simple you are controlled for the future of the country and I say kofa abako sema sa ede aba mekasa nkofo ade no maka meka nkofo ade no maka sa atamils samai power ho atamils samai power ho anka bintimi because of the president di Ghana bi if so muti ho kra pono ha then how they yabi waye there were vice presidents bi enu a the president, I compare Omomeboa. You best compare Dr. Baumia 4 years as vice president.
Please, those of you sharing those. Please, those. When the flag bearer is seated, no movement at the front will be permitted. When His Excellency yesterday, he made a very bold statement, which all of us have taken serious notice of. And we are going to work with it day and night to ensure victory in this election. There always comes a time, a moment, where one leader emerges out of the lot. And like they always say, when God calls you, he gives you the grace. This man clearly has the grace of God, and everything seems to be falling in its right places. In the next few minutes, he will be presenting to us a manifesto prepared with love. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, join us to acknowledge the presence of the Vice President, the leader, and the flag bearer of Kugrudu. Talk of boldness. Talk of innovation. Talk of creativity. Talk of a leader who cares about his people in times of difficulty in spite of the challenges. The man who will go down in history as one that has made life easy, made dreams possible for millions of Ghanaians across this country. Ladies and gentlemen, the man who has set the pace of possibility, the man who has sent the wave of possibility, the man who has made it possible for every single member of this party to believe that it is possible for a political party to win a third-term elections. The man who has kept millions of young people seated behind their TV watching us this evening because he has given them the right to dream and to believe that everything is possible. The man who is known for bringing free SHS to Ghana. I introduce to you the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Legacy, and would ensure that we build on this legacy for generations unborn. Please let's welcome the General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party. Put your hands together for lawyer Okumkom Yasin Kodria, the the chief executive of the New Patriotic Party. Please make it louder for the youngest general secretary we have in Ghana today. You're welcome, General.
Your Excellency, the President of our dear Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, Your Excellency, the Vice President, leader of our party, and our presidential candidate for the 2024 elections, permit me to stand on existing protocols. Today is a very important day in the annals of our party calendar. After successfully making history and proving doubters wrong by electing a northerner and a Muslim presidential candidate, we are again, as a political party, setting the pace by being the first to launch her manifesto for the 2024 election. I am not surprised at all, because even in exams, students who don't prepare always want the good one to start so they can copy them. So I will not be surprised that people will be copying our manifesto, because they are waiting for us, the good ones, to start. Your Excellencies, on my way to Takoradi yesterday, I made a stopover at Gomoa Central to do some party work. I met a young and beautiful lady called Afiba. She came to me when she was told that the General Secretary of the NPP was around. She gave me two messages. One to you, Mr. President, and the other one to our presidential candidate, Dr. Bawumia. To President Akufo-Addo, Afiba says thank you. If not for your free senior high school, she wouldn't have gotten the chance to have secondary education and to further proceed to study at the university. To our presidential candidate, Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia, Afiba says that she's completing university this year, and she wants to know how your manifesto, our manifesto, will create jobs for her and other youth who have benefited from free senior high school. Afiba, I know you are watching this manifesto, but trust me, Dr. Bawumia will answer your question. Ladies and gentlemen, I trust Dr. Bawumia, and I know that he will be a great president for us. A prominent man once told me that there are three kinds of leaders: an ordinary leader, an exceptional leader, and an incompetent leader. For an ordinary leader is the one who accepts challenges but does not have solutions. For an incompetent leader is the one who refuses to even admit challenges and takes delight in ridiculing the people with comments such as, "I'm not a magician to create jobs," such as, "You have so many phones, that's why you have unstable electricity," such as, "I've cancelled nursing and teacher training allowances, even if it will cost my presidency." However, an exceptional leader is one who accepts that there are challenges, but continue to provide solutions to these challenges, such as introducing digitization, medical home delivery, gold for oil, and many more. Certainly, Dr. Bawumia is an exceptional leader.
My name is Elizabeth Akua Ohini. I come from Abutia in the Volta region. And this is about leaving no one behind. The new Patriotic Party has a proud record of identifying the vulnerable sections of society and putting up safety nets to ensure no one falls through the cracks. For example, we restored the teacher and nurse training allowances that had been cancelled and made it possible for future educators and healthcare workers to pursue their dreams without financial hindrance. Our elders say that everyone goes through the experience of being young. What is not guaranteed is whether or not everyone will grow old like I have, nor what your old age will be like. We recognize that under the best of circumstances, some people will fall through the cracks, and therefore there must be safety nets. The NPP under President J. Akufo introduced the Livelihood Empowerment Against Poverty policy. This government under Nana Akufo-Addo has extended that LEAP program, increasing expenditure from 49 million Ghana cedis in 2016 to 423 million Ghana cedis by 2023. This significant increase has provided vital support to the poorest and most vulnerable in our society. Women are the backbone of Ghanaian society. They represent the foundation of both home and the nation. But we also acknowledge the stumbling blocks that history and tradition have placed in the path of women as they move through the structures of modern life. It is no surprise, therefore, that it is during our tenure that the Affirmative Action Bill has finally been passed into law. The health of the people is critical if we are to make progress, and having introduced the National Health Insurance Scheme under President Akufo, this government has expanded it to now cover childhood cancers, sickle cell treatment, and kidney dialysis. Our investment in healthcare infrastructure is without parallel and has brought quality healthcare closer to the people. And please permit me to make a gentle reminder that we introduced the world's largest medical drone service, which ensures that even the most remote communities have access to life-saving medical supplies. We know that education is the key to ensuring equal opportunities, and we have therefore led the way in bringing transformative changes to the sector. Let me mention one minor little detail. We have provided over 900,000 tablets to secondary school students, ensuring that every child, regardless of their background, has access to digital learning tools. But our work is far from done. We must continue to identify the cracks and introduce and enhance social intervention programs that address the evolving needs of our society. We are committed to expanding such initiatives to ensure that every Ghanaian has access to the basic necessities of life in housing, education, healthcare, and more. The NPP government has a strong and unwavering commitment to inclusivity, equity, and justice. We have worked tirelessly during these 2 terms to accomplish these goals through targeted and bold social interventions. By enhancing existing programs, by restoring those that have been lost, and introducing new initiatives, we are building a society where every citizen, regardless of their circumstances, can live with dignity and hope. We ask for your support to continue to forge a path towards a more just and compassionate Ghana, where the vulnerable are not just supported, but empowered to thrive and lead dignified lives. Please remember, you are safe with the NPP. I thank you.
Education is the cornerstone of our future, but the NPP inherited a Ghana where a lot of young Ghanaians were dropping out of school at the JSS level. Over the last 8 years, the NPP has prioritized making education accessible to every child. We've implemented free education, benefiting over 1.8 million Ghanaians, introduced TBET and a robust STEM education, improved education infrastructure, and introduced digital tools that enhance the learning experiences. We are building a brighter future through education. Vote for Bawumia. Bawumia means business.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Dennis Labi Ampofu.
Ebusinafo mimamunyi na majo. Mipamocho mimamunyi na majo. Your Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana, Your Excellency the Vice President and leader of our party, candidate for the election 2024. My name is Dennis Apia Labi Ampofu. I am former president of the National Union of Ghana Students. Today we stand at a pivotal moment, driven by our unwavering commitment to expanding access to education in Ghana. Over the last 5 years, we have embarked on a remarkable journey of implementing initiatives that have reshaped our educational landscape and broadened opportunities for every Ghanaian child. Our government flagship program, Free Senior High School and Free TVET, are a testament to our dedication to education. Since 2017, we have increased enrollment by about 83%, thereby welcoming over 1.4 million young Ghanaians into our secondary schools this year. This enrollment surge reflects not only investment in infrastructure and resources, but the fact that we believe every young Ghanaian deserves access to quality education, regardless of their background. The emphasis here is regardless of their background. The results speaks for themselves. The highest ever first-year enrollment in our schools and the best WASI performance since 2015. The lawyers amongst us who say, Reps ipsa lekotor. However, our commitment goes beyond numbers. We have absorbed examination fee for BEC and WASI candidates, thereby alleviating the financial burden that falls on family and become a financial constraint to many students. Those of us who attended public schools will attest to how many young Ghanaians drop out of writing their final exams because of examination fees. Additionally, by removing the no guarantor system, we have doubled the number of recipients for student loan in Ghana, thereby empowering many young Ghanaians to pursue higher education. Your Excellency the President, this is not a tale that I read or heard. This I saw with my own 2 eyes, standing right beside the Vice President in Kumasi whilst he launched the no guarantor policy. We recognize that education is not just about access. It is about creating an environment where students can thrive. That is why we have procured over 900,000 tablets for young Ghanaian students, bridging the digital divide and ensuring that students have the tools that they need to succeed. What this means is that the young girl from Manso Akwesiso does not need her parents to borrow money before she can have access to personal computers. We have distributed over 2,700 vehicles to educational institutions, improving access and reducing inequality in our country. I'm sure we've all seen the various buses, the big ones, with the inscription donated by Get Fund. Our commitment to education forms part of a very broad vision that includes constructing more and more public libraries than any government since 1992. We have moved our public libraries from 61 since 2017 to 115 in 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a staggering 54 public libraries in just 7 years. These are various measures that create spaces where students can grow and innovate. In transforming education, we are building a foundation for a brighter future. A future where every Ghanaian child has an opportunity to their full potential. This is our vision, and this remains our mission. A mission anchored on a legacy of creating a better future for generations. This generation and the next to come will attest to the fact that there came a government led by His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and His Excellency Vice President Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia that believed, invested, and committed to education. Thank you very much. Medamu nyina amase.
NPP has elevated Ghana's cultural heritage, making it a key economic driver. Initiatives like Year of Return and Beyond the Return have boosted tourism to almost 1.14 million visitors. We have enhanced our global profile and revitalized the local tourism economy with December in GH. We've also upgraded tourism centers and promoted local talent in arts and sports, strengthening community and national pride. Let's continue this momentum. Vote NPP. Vote Bawumia for a future where culture drives growth and unity. Bawumia means business.
Let's make welcome Prince David Osei.
Thank you. His Excellency, the President of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, His Excellency, the Vice President and incoming President in 2025, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, his beautiful wife, the Second Lady, and the soon-to-be First Lady, Mrs. Bawumia, Samira Bawumia, our affable Vice President in the making, in the coming, Matthew Opoku Prempeh, Chief of Staff, members of the Diplomatic Corps, members of state, the chairman of the NPP party, I will indulge you to make me stand on all existing protocols. My name is Prince David Osei, and 7th November, no retreat, no surrender. We are voting for change, we are voting for progress, we are voting for digitization, we are voting for posterity. In 2019, Ghana successfully hosted the Year of Return, which was dubbed Ghana 2019, a year-long program of activities commemorating the centenary anniversary of the arrival of the recorded slave Africans in the United States. For those of us who did not understand what I meant by centenary, I meant 400 years of anniversary. The initiative was a massive success, and it opened the world's eye to Ghana as a hub of music, art, and entertainment. Eco-tourism and shone light on the rich ancestry and Ghana's role in the world history. It also contributed to the return of people with Ghana ancestry people purchased lands and houses as they came back to Ghana, their motherland. 2019 has been, since 2019, there has been a huge number of people visiting Ghana, going beyond the return, and with a lot of tourists and returners continuing to flow.
Of free SHS, stayed home 5 months because of COVID. And when they came back to school and they sat for their WASI, the best result ever Ghana has had. 68% of all A18, aggregate A1, 8 subjects happened for that group. 68%, the whole of West Africa. Ghana got 68% of A1s, 8 subjects. Not only that, we for the first time passed all 4 core subjects. That had never happened, Mr. President. Not only that, the best 3 students that ever happened came from your country, Ghana. That is leadership. That is delivery. That is leadership. Mr. President, we moved from education to energy under your watch. And we said, no longer will Ghana have doomsday. In fact, by 2017, when you got into office, it had been 5 years of doom. It was not doom, so it was 5 years of doom. In fact, a former president said he will watch how we solve the doom problem. Not only have we kept the light on, Mr. President, even under trying times, the light has been on. Mr. President, I can say that the average electricity prices now is cheaper dollar by dollar from between 2017 and now. You have not only exhibited competence, you have exhibited leadership par excellence, Mr. President. I do know that right beside you was Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. If you set the vision, he set the mission. If you ensure delivery, he made sure your government ticked. No wonder you've pulled all stops to let him succeed. And surely God will bless your effort, Mr. President. I am a strong believer, Mr. President, after listening to your record, personally, I'm a strong believer in Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. I've worked closely with him than many more would ever know. I believe in his ability and his knowledge, and surely he's the man of the moment. I, Matthew Pukupempe, I am committed to serving him loyally, to ensuring his vision is translated to a mission and an action purpose for myself. I know his vision is for a brighter, better, business-friendly country called Ghana. And I pledge to even work harder to support this vision. There is so much we can do, patriots, together if we pull all our hearts and minds together towards that common goal, that common shared purpose of victory 2024 December. Mr. President, nothing would make you happier. No legacy would ever pass the fact that on 7th January, your sword will be handed over to your Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. You've given the next generation ample time to study and to work and to serve. It is our time to deliver. Dr. Bawumia is a man of vision. He's a man on a mission. He is humble, but he is firm. He is affable. He is respectful. He is honest, and he is loyal. He is a problem solver and a very hard worker, a man of integrity and a go-getter. He is destined to take Ghana to the next level. Before I take my seat, His Excellency the President, let me say this. Let me say this, and I'll say it again. I know Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. He is not corrupt. And will not be corrupted. In his public life, Mr. President, he has never been accused of corruption. And in his public life, he has never been investigated for corruption. I am sure and certain that you are giving an honorable man to continue where you left off. No matter what the naysayers say, Mr. President, he is not corrupt. He has never been accused of corruption. And he has never been investigated for corruption. And he will never be corrupt. For those who have skeletons in their cupboard, and think the election is far gone for them, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will win the 7th December general election and presidential election. We Kukudites will fight from room to room, house to house, village to village, community to community, that never again will we have doom so. Never again will there be petrol queues. Never again will money be the determinant of how much education level you can achieve. And surely the day of accountability is coming straight to some of them who have skeletons in their cupboard. I will promise that we will work and deliver a better Ghana for your legacy purposes. Thank you.
I also intim my running mate and incoming Vice President, inshallah, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, Chief of
the future.
As we welcome the next president of the Republic of Ghana, the leader and flag bearer of the new patriotic party, the man who is renowned to be the most active patriotic party, the man who is renowned to be the most active and best performing vice president.
On our side. I have witnessed firsthand the enthusiasm, commitment, and determination of the rank and file of our party, the great new patriotic party, to break the eight and usher in life-transforming ideas that will deliver broad-based prosperity to all Ghanaians. From my possibilities tour, I came across hope, expectations, and the belief that it is possible to transform Ghana and create a sense of pride in the Ghanaian. Our tradition, the Dankwa Dombo Buzia tradition, has not only been the vanguard of the rule of law and governance, but also pace setters and drivers of the life-changing policies and interventions. Let me first thank Honorable Oseche Mensah Bonsu, the chair of the Manifesto Committee, the co-chairs, and all members of the Manifesto team for putting together this wonderful document. I am very grateful for their dedication. Let me also thank the earlier presenters for highlighting the major achievements of our government under the leadership of President Nana Akufo-Addo. We have taken time to highlight these achievements because track record is a significant predictor of credibility and the potential to do more. We have catalogued them because in the NPP, we view these as our obligation to the people from whom we draw our mandate. We have enumerated them precisely because they communicate our ability to respond to the numerous needs of different sections of our society. Indeed, we have listed them to show we remain committed to fulfilling the social contract we have with the good people of Ghana. Above all, the exercise we have undertaken confirms that hundreds of pledges that have been made to the Ghanaian people, and broadly they have been kept, and given the opportunity, more impactful and forward-looking interventions will be implemented to move Ghana to the next level of the development journey. A journey that will build on our successes to open opportunities for all. We promise to change. We promise change, and we have made significant progress. Mr. President, history will be kind to you, and you shall be remembered for your unprecedented achievements and the millions of lives you have touched. We are eternally grateful. Ladies and gentlemen, if there was any doubt, to believe it is crystal clear from the data-backed account we have given that our overall performance and track record are superior to that of my opponent and his party in virtually every sector. Virtually every sector we are superior. But I believe, as a former president and a proud student of history, he knows that. And that is one part of the reason why he is avoiding a debate. The other part, of course, is about the courage and the confidence to put what he intends to do differently this time around with the power he seeks, side by side to the vision I have for Ghana and the clear roadmap to getting the work done. That is the choice we are presenting to you, the Ghanaian voter, on December 7th. Ladies and gentlemen, notwithstanding our superior performance, there remains the fact that between 2020 and 2022, we experienced severe challenges triggered by the pandemic, which brought the world and our country to a thundering halt. The world experienced the greatest economic depression since the 1930s, with most countries recording negative GDP growth. Supply chain disruptions and the rising price of oil resulted in major increases in the prices of fuel, freight, and food across the globe. Indeed, Ghanaians were hit very hard by rising food prices, increased exchange rate depreciation, rising fuel prices, and rising transport fares. Our debt became unsustainable and had to be restructured. Bondholders saw a sharp decline in their net worth following the painful yet unavoidable debt restructuring program. We faced very challenging times, but with calm leadership and the support and understanding of the good people of Ghana, we have weathered the storm, and the economy is firmly on the path of recovery with increasing GDP growth and declining inflation. It is gratifying to note that our policy interventions have started yielding the desired macroeconomic results. Many economists and analysts have rightly stated that Ghana has turned the corner, but we know that for many families, the cost of living is still very high. The hardship is real, and we commit to doing more to relieve the difficulties Ghanaians are facing. We are equally committed to creating more job opportunities that will significantly reduce youth unemployment among the national population that has increased over 5 million in the last 8 years alone. We have created so far 2.3 million jobs, the most of any government in the Fourth Republic. But youth unemployment remains a major concern and that confronts us, and we are committed to doing even more. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, it is better to continue with a party that has created more jobs than any other in the Fourth Republic than go back to a party and a leader who, after 4 years of doom so, created more unemployment than any government in the Fourth Republic. Ghana needs bold solutions to deal with the challenges we face, and that is what I am offering in asking for the mandate of the Ghanaians. This manifesto that we are launching lays out our comprehensive plan to take Ghana to the next level of growth, prosperity, under a selfless leader with bold solutions for jobs and businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, my vision, as I have stated, is to create a tent big enough to accommodate every Ghanaian, to tap into the resourcefulness and talents of our people, irrespective of our different ethnic, political, and religious backgrounds, to channel our energies into building the kind of country that assures food sufficiency, safe, prosperous, and dignified future for all Ghanaians, to create sustainable jobs with meaningful pay for all, and for Ghana to participate fully in the fourth industrial revolution using systems and data. To realize this vision, we must collectively have a mindset of possibilities, not impossibilities. There is a critical failure of mindset that manifests itself in the absence of core values, patriotism, and principles within our society. We need to invigorate the can-do spirit of Ghanaians, to believe that we can even do better than we have ever imagined if we put our minds to it. For example, students from Mamfi Girls and Prempeh College have won international robotic competitions against their peers in the US, Germany, South Korea, and so on. Recently, Dr. Angela Tabiri from Ashaiman was crowned the world's most interesting mathematician after a global competition with some of the best mathematicians in the world. The mindset of possibilities must be inculcated in our children from home and school. This is why we are going to introduce a growth mindset curriculum in our schools to help students build critical skills such as problem solving, risk taking, opportunity spotting, and design thinking. Ladies and gentlemen, we have experienced a major economic crisis, and with your support, weathered the storm. But we are not yet where we want to be. It is therefore very important to protect and expand our rebounding economy, to attain and sustain macroeconomic stability with low inflation, low interest rates, exchange rate stability, and low budget deficits. Fiscal discipline and private sector empowerment will be the key to realizing our commitment to job and wealth creation. To sustainably reduce the budget deficit and interest rates, my government, inshallah, will enhance fiscal discipline through an independent Fiscal Responsibility Council enshrined in the Fiscal Responsibility Act. The Fiscal Responsibility Act will also be amended to add a fiscal rule that requires that budgeted expenditure in any year does not exceed 105% of the previous year's tax revenue. This will prevent the experience of budgetary expenditures based on optimistic revenue forecasts which do not materialize. Ladies and gentlemen, furthermore, my government will reduce the fiscal burden on government by empowering the private sector to do more. Fundamental to building any modern, prosperous society is ensuring that access to education and health is available to all, and that there is a safety net for the most vulnerable. Under the two-term administration of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's government, I can say without any fear of contradiction that no past leader has done more to uplift the poor and the vulnerable in society than my boss. We put in place new ones and expanded existing social policies and programs for the masses across Ghana, like the free senior high school, free TVET, Agenda 111, one constituency, one ambulance, expanding school feeding, national health insurance care for childhood cancer, sickle cell patients, and kidney dialysis, and so on. I pledge to you that my government will protect and deepen all these programs that several millions of you depend on. From my interactions with the people, the three top major concerns of Ghanaians are the cost of living, jobs, and roads. The 2024 Manifesto of the new Patriotic Party prioritizes what you, the Ghanaian people, say are your priorities. The manifesto lays out a clear path of how we plan to solve these major problems, among others. That is why my government will make business and jobs our number one priority. True to our philosophy, I believe the private sector has the capacity to provide jobs and create wealth for society. My administration will therefore incentivize and empower the private sector to do more in complementing government in the provision and management of many infrastructures and other public services. This can reduce government expenditure, increase efficiency and accountability, create competition, and improve maintenance. Yes, we have built more roads than any other government in the Fourth Republic, but we still have a lot to do. In the last 8 years, we have been deliberate in empowering Ghanaian contractors to undertake many major infrastructural projects that would otherwise have gone to foreign contractors. My policies will encourage the private sector to take greater responsibility in the provision and management of critical infrastructures, including building hostels, housing, and schools for government to rent or lease to own. The demand for roads construction is massive, and this has historically placed a huge burden on the budget. I will make it more attractive for the private sector to also finance construction, management, and maintenance of roads through PPP concessions. Also, I want to change our procurement culture drastically to tackle waste and corruption. My government will move towards leasing rather than outright purchase of goods such as vehicles, printing equipment, and so on. The private sector will have the responsibility for the maintenance of the equipment. With this approach, the budget can save very significant amounts in outright cash expenditure annually from various items across different ministries, departments, and agencies. The policy will energize the private sector to invest in their expansion and create many jobs. Enhancing the role of the private sector, along with fiscal and administrative decentralization, improving our systems and the way your institutions function will lead to greater efficiency, cutting waste, and ensuring value for money in procurement. The move towards the private sector provision of many public services would create the fiscal space of at least 3% of GDP annually. That is 30 billion Ghana cedis annually. This represents a major paradigm shift. A major paradigm shift. Additionally, an efficient system of governance will require even fewer ministers. Therefore, I will have no more than 50 ministers. Ladies and gentlemen, I come to our tax system. To increase government tax revenue, we have to reform and refocus the Ghana Revenue Authority towards broadening the tax base. Estimates suggest revenues amounting to 13% of GDP, or some 150 billion Ghana cedis in 2023, are not collected because people are outside the tax net. Many individuals, businesses find our tax system cumbersome and confusing. We want a tax system that is easy to understand, easy to comply with, and easy to enforce, softer on the taxpayer, and that is not subject to so much discretion. The next NPP government will introduce a very simple, citizen-friendly, and business-friendly flat tax system. This will be the first change in our tax system since independence. No government has thought about changing the tax system, but it is the NPP party that is saying it is time for a change in the tax system. A flat tax system, and a flat tax will be of a percentage of income for individuals and businesses with appropriate exemption thresholds set to protect the poor. With the new tax regime, the tax return should be able to be completed in minutes. We will also simplify our complicated corporate tax system and VAT regime. We will reform the VAT tax regime by merging all levies into a single line item levy and treat the merged levy as part of input and output VAT to eliminate the cascading effect in the current regime. To start the new tax system on a clean slate, my government will provide a tax amnesty, that is a complete exemption from the payment of taxes and the waiving of associated interest and penalties up to a certain year to individuals and businesses for failures to file taxes in previous years, so that everyone will start afresh on a clean slate. In return, my government will expect the beneficiaries of this most significant gesture and such savings to be directly used in creating jobs. Our ultimate goal, ladies and gentlemen, is to move Ghana to a lower tax regime with broader coverage to stimulate greater economic activity and generate more revenue to the state. For this to succeed, tax digitalization will be implemented across all aspects of the tax administration. Everyone will be required to file tax, a very simple tax return, electronically through their mobile phone or a computer. There will be no manual or paper filing of taxes anymore. Faceless assessments will provide transparency and accountability. There will be no need under this new tax regime. There will be no need for GRA to send officers to sit in shops, to close shops. E-invoicing as being implemented by GRA will also be extended. I now come to support for business. Ladies and gentlemen, my government will be for business because true to our philosophy, I believe the business of government is to empower business to deliver for society. We will therefore support the growth of businesses by the following policies. We will incentivize Ghanaian startups in selected strategic sectors with investment tax credits for the first 3 years of their operations. A flat rate system of duties for all importers will be implemented, bringing predictability and stability on prices of imported goods. We will harmonize port charges to align the charges with the charges in competing regional ports, particularly Togo. Duties in our ports will not be higher than the duties in Lomé, Togo. Ladies and gentlemen, very importantly, we will use the government's purchasing power to stimulate industrial expansion and business growth. This will help create jobs by rolling out a Buy Ghana First policy, under which all goods and services procured by the public sector will first be filled by goods and services produced locally. And we will back this by legislation. We will implement a shift in electricity tariffs to the electricity tariff structure to a regime in which commercial rates are either equal to or lower than residential rates, never higher, to power our industries and businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, we are also going to establish an SME bank to meet the special financing needs of small scale medium enterprises, which will employ over 80% of Ghanaians. We will also complete the digitalization of land titling and registration to allow owners of landed properties to use their properties as collateral to raise capital for their business growth and expansion. We will create special economic zones in collaboration with the private sector at Ghana's major border towns such as Aflao, Paga, and Elubo to enhance economic activity, increase exports, reduce smuggling, and create jobs. Ladies and gentlemen, I come to the cost of living, reducing the cost of living. Another major priority of my government will be to reduce the cost of living. The world is facing what is commonly referred to as the global cost of living crisis. Even though the inflation has dropped by half this year, prices remain high. I want a Ghana where we can attain food security through the application of technology and irrigation to commercial large-scale farming. We will also promote the use of agricultural lime to reduce the acidity of our soils, enhance soil fertility, and get more yield from the application of fertilizers. Ghana has an abundance of limestone to do this. I will prioritize the construction of the Pualugu Dam by using the private sector financing to crowd in grant financing. Ladies and gentlemen, we will also ensure food security by stabilizing the prices of foods produced locally through financing and guarantees from the Development Bank Ghana and the Ghana Incentive-Based Risk-Sharing System for Agricultural Lending, also known as GESL. This will mainly involve upscaling the production of staple foods, investing in the preservation of staple foods, meat, poultry, and fish products, and establishing agricultural enclaves which will have irrigation, processing, and storage facilities in each region for crops or grains in which the regions have a comparative advantage. We will reduce the cost of transportation by promoting and supporting electric vehicles for public transportation. By the grace of God, I hope the first 100 buses that we will be introducing for public transportation will hopefully, inshallah, arrive before the end of December this year. We are also going to expand the Gold for Oil program to continue stabilizing the price of fuel. Stabilizing the price of spare parts through the flat rate duties for all importers policy, which will bring predictability and stability on prices of imported goods. Ladies and gentlemen, we are also going to make your driver's license valid for 10 years and extend the renewal period to 5 years. Under a housing for all policy, I will also have a major focus on the provision of public housing in the same manner that Singapore did. We will partner with the private sector to build large housing estates without the government having to borrow or spend. Also, the National Rental Assistance Scheme, which has worked so well with thousands of beneficiaries, will be enhanced to deal with the problem of the demands of rent advance of 2 years or more. We will also ensure a variety of accommodation types to meet different pockets and needs of as follows. In social housing, we'll be including homeless shelters, overnight stay for the vulnerable, and expanded rental assistance schemes for low-income workers. In the area of affordable housing, we'll be including district housing projects through incentives to the private sector real estate industry, as well as expanding the services of the revived State Housing Company and the Tema Development Corporation and the National Home Ownership Fund, and improving housing finance through an expansion of the mortgage lending market as well as rent-to-own schemes. Ladies and gentlemen, we will use a variety of ways to deliver access to the various types of accommodation. For example, social housing. We will provide public lands within our main cities to private developers, and in order to benefit, make it mandatory for them to set aside between 20 and 30% for low-income social housing units with subsidized rents. Significantly, ladies and gentlemen, improving the availability and affordability of power. We will do this by bringing on board 2,000 megawatts of solar power and incentivizing users by buying access to power they generate from their solar systems and paying with free electricity from the national grid when they need power through net metering. We will continue to make accessing services easier. For example, once you have a Ghana card, all public organizations will not be required to collect your basic data. They will have all that data. They don't need you to fill any forms because all of it is on your Ghana card. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to build a Ghana where we leverage technology, data, and systems for inclusive economic growth. I want to build a Ghana into a world-class digital economy. I want to build a Ghana where we apply digital technology, STEM, robotics, and artificial intelligence for the transformation of agriculture, healthcare, education, manufacturing, fintech, and public services delivery. As part of this process, it is my goal to eliminate the digital divide by achieving over 90% internet penetration within the first 4 years of office. We have already made very significant progress in this direction by increasing internet penetration from 34% in 2016 to some 70% by 2023. The task in the next 4 years is to move from 70% to over 90% as exists in the advanced countries. It is possible. I am determined to not let Ghana miss out on the fourth industrial revolution, as our continent did on the industrial revolution some centuries back. I want to see Ghana build the digital talent we require for the fourth industrial revolution. As a result, will recruit more teachers at all levels with improved conditions of service. We will also continue to develop additional infrastructure for our educational institutions to meet the increased numbers. We will offer incentives also for teachers to buy one vehicle each with an engine capacity of up to 1,800 cc. Ladies and gentlemen, I come to good governance. In the area of good governance, we will, and I reiterate, we will reinstate the process of getting MMDCs elected through a universal adult suffrage to deepen decentralization and effective local governance. We will delink the creation of districts from constituencies to bring an end to the automatic increase in the size of parliament. We will institute an electoral area share of the common fund for assembly members to facilitate development at the electoral area levels. And we will engage Parliament and other stakeholders, including political parties, to review the 1992 Constitution to achieve effective national development. We will provide value-based leadership predicated on values such as selflessness, excellence, ethics, justice, integrity, transparency, diligence, and accountability. In pursuit of values-based leadership and responsible citizenship, will formalize the relationship between the state, chiefs, faith-based organizations, and civil society organizations, and redefine and elevate their place and role in the national governance structure. We will formally designate faith-based organizations as development partners who are entitled to similar incentives. We will review Section 63 of the Chieftaincy Act to empower chiefs to strengthen local governance. And we will pay living allowances to paramount chiefs, divisional chiefs, and queen mothers. To encourage the registration of all lands and to avoid land disputes, all stool lands will be registered without an initial fee payment. Payment will only be made of the registration fee when the land is sold, and then we will get our fee. But initially, all chiefs can go ahead and register stool lands without paying a fee. Ladies and gentlemen, my government will also protect Ghanaian cultural and family values. Dealing with corruption is my next area of focus. Ladies and gentlemen, all governments have struggled with the canker of corruption in our society. People have been killed for corruption, and people have been jailed for corruption, but yet it persists. My view is that corruption operates in darkness, and we need to deal with it through openness and transparency and through digitalization. Our approach so far has been to deal with corruption after it occurs. My approach to deal with is to deal with corruption before it occurs. Digitalization is the vehicle. The Ghana card has enabled us basically to eliminate ghost workers from the Controller and Accountant General payroll, also from the SNIT payroll and the National Service payroll. Using the Ghana card and the elimination of ghost workers in SNIT and the National Service Scheme, we have saved 800 million Ghana cedis in just these two institutions. One of the most potent weapons against corruption is transparency. Many corrupt activities are cash-based. Apart from the obvious benefits of moving in the direction of a cashless society, the literature does indicate that more electronic payments are used in transactions as opposed to cash. The more that is done, the more there is traceability, and therefore the less corruption. I would like to bring Ghana close to a cashless economy in the shortest possible time. So far, the Bank of Ghana has made a lot of progress in this direction by putting in place a lot of payment systems and infrastructure. These include mobile money interoperability, merchant interoperability, the universal QR code payment system, the GH-Link debit card, eSwitch, Ghana Pay. We have put in place the necessary infrastructure to go cashless as a country. Recently, the Bank of Ghana has completed a pilot of the digital version of the Ghana CD in Sefwiwi also. This is known as a central bank digital currency, or the e-CD. The e-CD is designed to work online and offline and will be launched by the Bank of Ghana in due course. The e-CD will be the ultimate weapon in our fight against corruption because it will provide transparency, reduce the risk of fraud, robbery, tax avoidance, and money laundering, since it will be easy to track the movement of money and identify suspicious activity. The ECD will quicken the pace of Ghana's move towards a cashless or a near cashless society. We will also, ladies and gentlemen, implement blockchain technology and smart contracts for secure data exchange and transparent government services. Employing a distributed ledger technology improves transparency and efficiency. This will make all government transactions permanently traceable and not subject to alteration. I want Ghana to be the first country in Africa and one of the few in the whole world to become an all-government blockchain government. Ladies and gentlemen, in the area of care for the elderly, we will pass the An-Aging Act for the care and protection of the elderly. We will promote geriatric care training programs to address the growing need for elder care. We'll implement policies on the establishment of home care, nursing homes, and rehabilitation services, including assisted living and old age community living. We will create elder-specific social assistance schemes to cover those not currently covered by existing programs such as LEAP. In the area of the environment, ladies and gentlemen, we will enhance the protection of our forests and biodiversity hotspots. We will restore our forests through a reforestation program by targeting 30,000 hectares of degraded areas for reforestation and plantation development annually, establishing 1,000 hectares of bamboo and rattan plantations annually for watershed protection and plantation development. We are also going to be providing tree seedlings and plantation suckers in a minimum of 1,000 communities to enhance national reforestation and plantation development programs. We will protect and preserve our water resources by vigorously protecting both surface and underground sources by ensuring that the provisions of the water use regulations are adhered to. We'll protect transborder water sources, notably the Volta River, and we effectively manage all water basins in Ghana. With our mining policy, we believe that we are going to be able to deal with galamsey, and that will help us protect the environment. Ladies and gentlemen, in the area of sports, the creative arts and tourism, we will use tax incentives, including a flat tax, to incentivize private sector investments in sports, tourism, and the creative arts. We'll implement an e-visa policy for all international visitors to Ghana to make visa acquisition fast and convenient for visitors. We will roll out a visa-free policy for all African nationals and all Caribbean nationals visiting Ghana. We will also establish a travel protocol in partnership. We will also, in partnership with the private sector, establish a streaming and digital management platform for Ghanaian content developers in the creative arts. We'll also establish a travel protocol service for the creative community to enable artists, performers, and other creatives honor international performances and shows. We will establish a sports development fund to develop sports infrastructure and talent development and grassroots sports programs, including the revival of Colts football and leagues across the country. Ladies and gentlemen, we will establish a Ghana School Sports Secretariat, which will be an agency under the ministry responsible for sports in collaboration with other stakeholders such as the GES and sports federations. My government will seek school-level collaboration with international sports bodies like the NBA and the NFL to make Ghana a hub for these emerging sports in Africa, to create more opportunities for young people. We have already tried this with the NFL, the governing body for American football. We will, ladies and gentlemen, also upgrade the surfaces of our football pitches to meet the highest international standards. And so we will be seeing an upgrading of the stadia in Kumasi, Accra, Cape Coast, Tamale, and Esipong to make sure that they meet the highest international standards. My government will also implement an effective maintenance module for our sports facilities. We will continue the construction of astroturfs for every constituency to boost the development of our talents, including juvenile football. We have increased astroturfs from 3 that we inherited to over 150.